What is up, guys? Welcome to NerdByte. I am Dan, and today I'm bringing you 5 things I loved about Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So the film came out about 2 weeks ago now, and I've seen it twice. My review is right here if you want to go check it out. Please do if you haven't already. And I also want to say, just like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you're new here, and comment down below what you think and 5 things that you loved about Star Wars: The Force Awakens. First off, I do just want to say this is going to have spoilers in it, so if you haven't seen the film, what are you doing with your life? But you should go watch it before you watch this video. Come back after you watch this. I will see you in 3 hours, so that allows you to get some popcorn and such, okay? Right, see you then. This is in no particular order, and just all this stuff I kind of just loved. So, the first thing I loved about Star Wars: The Force Awakens was the new characters. This is an obvious one, just because of how incredible they all just gel. I've got a little bit of a crush now on Daisy Ridley. She's just an incredible actress. Same with John Boyega. They just seem really down to earth people as well, which is always nice. And just how they introduced them to the Star Wars world is kind of nice and seamless, and it wasn't like in an awkward way like they did in the prequels, which, you know, I really liked that, and I wouldn't have been able to do any better myself. Second thing I loved was the old characters. So I know this is kind of cheating, I could have just said the characters, but you know, it was really good. I did like how, once again, how they gelled with the new characters and just how cool they were. They could have gone down a really bad route and just made it a pure nostalgia fest, which, you know, I'm glad they didn't, and the characters actually added something to the film and wasn't just there for the sake of selling tickets. And, you know, I do know that Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher all were big selling points for some of the people who had seen the original trilogy and maybe hadn't seen the prequels, and they thought, oh, okay, these people are in it, I'll go watch this. And maybe that was a big selling point, and I'm glad they actually made something of those characters and wasn't just a throwaway nostalgia fest, which I'm really happy with. Third thing I loved was the development of the villains in the film. Unfortunately, there was one villain who didn't exactly, you know, who wasn't exactly the greatest, and that was Captain Phasma, who they could have done a lot more with, but at the same time, I'm sure they will end up doing something with her eventually, and it's not going to be something crappy. I do feel that she's going to have a big role in the next couple of films, even if it is some really shitty way of how she managed to get off the Death Star or whatever it is. But I feel that she's going to have quite a big role in the next film if she's not dead. I also really did love Kylo Ren and just how volatile his character is, and just in general how he was portrayed by the actor. Obviously, he's one of the younger Sith Lords or Darksiders or whatever you want to call them, but it's just how volatile his character was. And there was that stage where he started hitting up all of the control panel of the Starkiller base, and that was really cool. I did like that. Also, I do like how we've got loads of questions to ask about Snoke and who he is and how he got like that and what size is he really, as well as that snobby kind of Hitler-like character who they were really going with the Hitler imagery at one stage. They even went with the Nazi salute. And, you know, I really feel that those characters would develop really nicely, and the fact that they are going to be in the next films and it's not just like a throwaway character, which they're not going to do. Obviously, Kylo Ren was badly beaten at the end of the film by Rey, and I do like the fact that he's going to be wanting revenge, basically, and that is quite a cool thing that they can play on in the next couple of films. So the next thing I love was just the lighting and the composition of the film in general. One bit in particular was the Han Solo death scene. The fact that when they were spacing off, like Kylo Ren and Han Solo were stood right next to each other, you had the ambient glow of the moon coming in blue on one side of Kylo Ren's face, and then the red from the Starkiller base place on the other side, and kind of signaling the light and the dark. I thought that was really kind of effective, and I loved the little details like that. and when all the moon had been, or the sun from had been taken up by the Starkiller base, his face just went fully red, and that's when Han Solo was killed. And I think little details like that was really, really good, as well as the soundtrack. Just the whole composition and the directing and the music and all of the crew did really, really great. And, you know, I think that's what Star Wars is all about, is just how kind of accessible it is to everyone, but then there is the small minor details which just make it go that one step further, and I think it's really, really cool. The final thing that I loved, obviously there is more, but these are just 5 things that I picked out, was the lightsaber fights. I say lightsaber fights, there was only technically 2 lightsaber fights, and then you had the John Boyega, or the Finn and the TR-8R, which is kind of a name which the traitor guy was given. I'll put a gif somewhere. The guy with the spinny thing is like, traitor! That guy. So anyway, the lightsaber fights were brutal, and that's what I really, really liked. The fact that it wasn't any of the dancey kind of stuff you had in the Phantom Menace, or even in some of the older films. It was like brutal slashing at each other, because the only person who had actually been trained as a Jedi was Kylo Ren, and it was Rey and Finn, who were just literally hacking at each other, and it was brutal, and that's something which I really, really loved, and that kind of put the unexperienced kind of feel to the lightsaber fights, and I really, really liked that touch. Once again, I'm glad they didn't just make it all dancey and choreographed, because it just felt more realistic that way. Anyway guys, we've reached the end of the video. Once again, click here to go see my Star Wars review, and yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you do leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Thanks for watching guys, peace out, bye bye.